What if I told you that Boruto's warning about the Ten Tails actually has something to do with Code and Kawaki's karma? I have found evidence that suggests both karmas are not two separate and different ones. They are actually very likely one and the same, with the purpose of reviving one of the two missing Otsutsukis, who will then bring Amado's daughter back to life. At least that's what he hopes for. The secret lies in the meaning of yin and yang in mythology, as well as in Naruto's, that is the serious, spiritual and physical energy, which is yin and yang and forms the essence of the creation of all things. Think about it. Why would Code as a character even exist in the Boruto series to begin with, especially within the Kara organization? The fact alone that a random cyborg survived and basically became the current antagonist of the series is proof that the white karma he has is also relevant. It's not just a defect. Otherwise, Kishimoto could simply have erased Code from the plot and we would be left with just Kawaki and Boruto. Whatever the Ten Tails is about, it could probably have been accomplished by another method. I simply don't believe that Code was created just to do what he did with the Ten Tails. It's too simple. He's way too complex. With the whole mysterious white Ishiki karma on top of Shibai's DNA, the fact that he has Shibai's DNA is also proof that he is much more important. This is because Amado would have never put Shibai's abilities into one of his cyborgs if he didn't have bigger plans for them. Shinjutsus can't be cloned, so Code is very important for Amado. So far, it looks like each of Shibai's abilities also serve a specific purpose. For example, it's almost 100% certain that the love ability was made to make Eida fall in love with Kawaki. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense if I put it that way, just hold on a second. And the reality changing ability was also almost 100% certain to be there so that Kawaki could make a wish. Otherwise this wouldn't have happened. But to do that, she first must be in love with him. So because Eida feels love for Kawaki and can't love anyone else, due to her natural lack of interest in people who only love her for her ability, which is almost everyone in the world, it seems like these two abilities of hers are meant to be together. She got the love ability so that the reality changing ability could be used. Because even though she has this ability, she can't use it herself because she's not an Otsutsuki but Kawaki is. And with this, we can safely assume that for some reason Amado really might have wanted Kawaki to wish exactly what he did, to swap sides with Boruto. Or maybe something along those lines like make me the son of Naruto. Next is Daemon. His ability is certainly and solely to protect his sister. This is exactly what he does. It's almost as if he was programmed to do that. He never leaves her side, absolutely never. He only left once for Himawari, and that was only a few steps. He also immediately returned. I'm telling you, it's no coincidence that Eida calls him her guardian. So considering all this, I highly doubt that Code's ability which he received from Shibai or God knows from whom, and is now using to divide the Ten Tails, is irrelevant and only serves to introduce the plot. Instead, I think it's possible that Amado planned for Code to do exactly that. Given this, one just must assume that if Amado is the mastermind behind everything that happened, then he orchestrated everything inside Kara. It wasn't like, oh, that was close, they almost got me. No, I don't buy it. It's more like everything, even down to the white karma, was planned to the last small detail to happen exactly as Amado wanted. And his plan is still perfectly ongoing. And with that, the white karma isn't simply a karma that doesn't work. Just like Kawaki's karma isn't simply a weapon, as Amado first proclaimed and later corrected himself, saying he wanted to revive his daughter somehow. So if this was a lie like everything else Amado says, then why would we believe his story that Code's karma is nothing but a failed manifestation of Ishiki's DNA? What if Code's karma doesn't even belong to Ishiki and never did, or at least at some point it turned from Ishiki's karma into a white karma? I think this would make much more sense, because after all, Ishiki was certainly somehow connected to Code, because when Ishiki died, he was able to speak to Code for a moment. But if we go by the idea that Amado manipulated everything, then we must assume that Amado was looking for exactly two vessels for some reason. And with that, the white karma is not a coincidence. One of them was always meant to receive a white karma and the other a black one. And now it's even proven that Amado never wanted Kawaki to have Ishiki's karma, so he manipulated events so that Ishiki will die, leaving Kawaki's body without the karma. And so Amado could implant his own, which I believe he also did with Code. And then Amado convinced Jigen that Code wouldn't cause any trouble and could even become a great ally. Instead of calming Ishiki's worries, he made Code even stronger than Ishiki. They literally had to put limiters on Code. Nothing about the story adds up, so if Code's existence is a lie, then Code is likely more important than he seems at the moment. He might actually be the third most important character in this series. Sorry Sarada, at least for now. You may wonder why Amado didn't simply make his own experiments and find suitable vessels whom he could then implant his two karmas into. The answer is easy. He obviously can't afford to put his karma on random people just to try and find out until it works. He's not in Otsutsuki. Instead, he has two karmas, a black and a white, which he can implant only one time each. If it works, it works. If not, then not. But that's obviously too risky. So naturally, he would have to first somehow find a way to know who is a suitable vessel before putting his two karmas on them. He can only do that by pretending to casually walk into Jigen and then act like he needs his daughter alive and so on. But what he really did was use Ishiki to find two vessels. The idea is he's trying to revive someone. In my opinion, there's no way he can use a karma to bring back a human, no matter how many he has. The nature of karma is directly linked to Otsutsuki DNA, and let's be honest, the entire story isn't really going in a direction where a normal kind girl would fit in. Let's just assume Amado succeeds and reaches his goal. His daughter returns. Okay, cool, what now? Will they punish him and go after his daughter? What kind of plot is this? That makes no sense. Would they put him in prison? Probably, or rather maybe, and he would be okay with that. Maybe he will try to escape, but I highly doubt he would become the main villain just to stop them from punishing him. I don't think his daughter would support his plan anyway. So there's zero chance he's using karma to directly revive his daughter. It's pointless. Instead, it seems that he's trying to revive someone who can bring back his daughter because he can't. And here's the point. He knows and always knew that Ishiki can't give him what he needs. Ishiki promised to bring his daughter back to life, but Ishiki doesn't have such a shinjutsu. I don't believe his version of the story where he said that during his time in Kara, he noticed Ishiki was planning to destroy the world. As if he didn't know what Otsutsukis do their whole lives. Amado was literally ready and actually did sacrifice possibly thousands of kids for many years and risked millions of lives just to bring his daughter back. What's with this sudden change of heart? He always knew exactly what was happening. He's ready to sacrifice the whole world to bring his greatest love, his daughter, back to life. Nothing changed about that. He's the root of all evil in Boruto, even if he's not evil. The best plot I can imagine for him, honestly. As I said, Amado is a genius and Ishiki is as smart as a monkey at best, so if he's trying to revive someone, that someone must have the power to bring the dead back to life, otherwise why would Amado even bother? At this point, I recommend you to watch this video here where I pretty much prove that at least so far it can only be Jashin Otsutsuki. He has the ability to make people immortal and it's not ninjutsu, and who knows what other powers he has in his true form. Of course, it could also be Shibai, who clearly has a wide range of abilities. I wouldn't be too surprised if he can revive people as well, especially since humans can already use techniques to bring back the dead in some way. And as is hinted at, all abilities on Earth come from the Otsutskis who lost their lives here. Their abilities started to spread among humans. That includes Ishiki, Momoshiki, Kaguya, Shibai, and likely Jashin. Okay, so far so good, but if there are two karmas, isn't Amado trying to revive two people at the same time? If that were the case, I'm pretty sure we would have two black karmas. The fact that one is white and the other is black seems like they are connected to each other. Now, if we go by what we know from Naruto, the two colors, black and white, usually appear together. This is probably the first thing most people think of when you ask what black and white could represent. But let me first explain the mythology behind it, as it's closely related to the concept in Boruto. Yin and Yang are two separate symbols, but they are always connected. Together, they represent both duality and unity. There's no yin without yang, and the other way around. According to this philosophy, everything has both yin and yang aspects. For example, a shadow can't exist without light. Yes, no, left, right, positive, negative, you get the idea. Likewise, a living being can only exist if it has both a spiritual and a physical aspect. which is exactly what yin and yang represent in Naruto. Together they make the creation of all things possible. There's spiritual energy known as yin chakra and physical energy known as yang chakra. If we assume that Amado had somehow found a way to obtain both the spiritual aspect from either Shibai or his partner, as well as the physical, and could manifest them into different karmas, but without a way to test for suitable vessels, then everything Amado did would make perfect sense. But for some reason even that's not enough. He also needs the 10 tails to create sacrifices, which Boruto is now trying to prevent. When the 10 tails has sacrificed enough chakra, it could be that this chakra directly fills Code's karma, which is connected to Kawaki's. It's already proven that two karmas naturally resonate, so that's not an issue. And now listen carefully. Based on the creation of all things, Hagoromo used physical energy in the form of yang chakra to bring life into the resulting creation. That's why the 10 tails are absorbing the energy of physical beings. But before that, Hagoromo used spiritual energy in the form of yin chakra to create physical form from nothingness. This is why it's described as if Amado's karma on Kawaki could help him revive his daughter without harming Kawaki or replace his existence with his daughter, because it seems he will have a body ready for her. Or in terms of the creation of all things, a physical form created out of nothingness that is then given life through yang chakra, which is the white part of the duality, Code and the 10 tails. You could say that Kawaki has the real karma associated with whatever Tsutsuki that karma belongs to, and Code has a karma that works like an active pharma, so to speak, and Kawaki's acts like a receiver to fill the necessary energy for the reincarnation. This fits well with mythology, where the universe creates itself out of material energy, with the help of yin and yang, and formed into objects and lives. In this setup, yin is receptive and yang is active. Yin receives and yang does the active work. You see, it fits perfectly together. So what do you think of this theory? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, it really helps me a lot. And if you want to see more Boruto content and other series, then subscribe to this channel with the notification bell activated for more videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!